Hello and welcome to the Creative Woman Cafe, a place where your creativity flows. In this series, we've been looking at the creative process, and this is the fifth and final video in this series. Today we're going to look at verification. So in the stage of verification, what we want to do is take a good hard look at the insight that we got from illumination and determine if it's a keeper or not. And this can actually be quite a challenging stage because it's not always that easy to determine how good the idea is. But one thing that's really helpful is to know the rules of the field that you're in, and then you can use them to compare your idea to. And as I learned in art school, it's fine to break the rules, but you have to know what they are before you can break them. So I really like this quote from Isaac Singer. "The wastebasket is a writer's best friend," and it applies equally well to all kinds of creative endeavors. So what we want to do is celebrate our great ideas and just toss out our bad ones. There's another great quote from Scott Adams, and he says, "Creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep." And I think that one really says it all. So if you determine that your insight is valuable and it's worth keeping and developing, then this is also the stage where we get to work and we paint the painting, write the manuscript or song, or make changes in our life to make it more satisfying. So this is also the stage that takes the longest because we're actually creating the work in this stage. We'll find that we're in this stage much longer than, generally anyway, than the other stages. So I've described the creative process as if it happens sequentially, but it actually is much more random, and a person will probably find that they loop around and they revisit some of the stages, particularly incubation and illumination. And often what will happen is you'll get other insights that contribute to the original insight as you're developing your solution. So the best thing to do is to stay really open-minded and flexible. Besides, it's a lot more fun that way anyway. And for me, I'm an artist, and I often find that just the process of painting creates little areas where there's happy accidents, just little areas that look great. And if I were to stick to my plan, I'd probably go ahead and paint right over them. But by leaving them, I get these little nice areas of interest that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So the last thing I want to say about the creative process is it's just a really good way for us to understand the different stages that we go through when we're creating. And when we use it consciously, it can become a lifesaver if we have deadlines looming and no ideas. So this concludes our video series on the creative process, and I hope you've got some new ideas on how to boost your creativity. And I also want to thank the women who contributed by sharing their ideas of what they do to be inspired. And the most popular thing that women seem to love to do is to walk in nature. But other women got inspired by reading either scripture or poetry, listening to music, dancing, contemplating, or playing chord progressions. So thank you again. And let's continue to share with each other different things that we can do to seed our creativity. So if you haven't already, join us in the Creative Woman Cafe, where we explore the holy grail of creativity and learn to direct our creative flow more productively.